Welcome to Prayer Decode. Have you ever wondered what secrets the quiet of the night holds? Do you feel a gentle pull towards the divine when darkness falls, inviting you to discover a deeper truth beyond the everyday? In this video, we explore how the sacred promise of protection and hope transforms our struggles into moments of renewal. What if the peace you crave is just a prayer away? Imagine the moment when the vibrant hues of day give way to the quiet, mysterious embrace of night. As the light softens and the world falls into gentle slumber, there is a unique invitation to look inward, to turn our hearts toward a deeper truth, and to discover a refuge in the midst of uncertainty. Welcome to Prayer Decode, where tonight we embark on a reflective journey. A journey that invites you to pause, to breathe, and to reconnect with the divine promise of protection and hope. In the next few minutes, we will explore how the sacred words of Psalm 121 speak to our souls, guiding us through our personal struggles and lighting the path towards spiritual rest. This video is not just a reading. It is a heartfelt conversation about finding peace amid life's chaos, and a reminder that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a light that never fades. Embracing the night, a journey into stillness. When the day retreats and twilight envelopes our surroundings, we often find that our minds become quieter and our hearts more reflective. In those precious, tranquil hours, the external clamor fades away, allowing us to hear the whispers of our inner selves. I have often found that these moments of solitude are where true introspection happens. The fading light is not an end, but rather a gentle invitation to explore the richness of our thoughts and the depth of our feelings. There is something profoundly mysterious about the transition from day to night. As the sky darkens, we are reminded that rest is not merely a physical need, but also a spiritual necessity. It is during these hours that our inner landscape awakens. Memories, hopes, and fears surface to be acknowledged and, ultimately, transformed. In this sacred space, our struggles and joys intermingle, inviting us to find solace in the quiet. For me, the night has always been a time of profound insight. In the stillness, I have discovered that worries, which seemed overwhelming in the brightness of day, take on a softer form. They become opportunities to reconnect with the enduring promise of hope and the reassurance that we are never truly alone. Each night, I remind myself that the darkness is temporary, and that within its depths lies the potential for renewal and healing. This is the essence of embracing the night, a conscious decision to let go of daily anxieties and to trust in a higher power that watches over us. It is in this reflective space that we begin to understand the significance of Psalm 121. A psalm that not only speaks to our need for rest, but also offers a declaration of divine protection. The verses echo through the quiet of night, providing comfort and a renewed sense of security. In the following sections, we will dive deeper into the meaning of these sacred words and explore how they can reshape our perspective on life's challenges. The Divine Protector. Insights from Psalm 121. Psalm 121 is one of the most cherished passages in the Bible, a timeless reminder of the omnipresent care of our Creator. It begins with the psalmist's declaration of seeking help from the Lord, a moment of vulnerability that transforms into a powerful affirmation of trust in divine protection. The imagery of looking up to the mountains is both literal and symbolic, evoking a sense of awe at the natural world and its mighty Creator. When we read, I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. We are invited to see beyond our immediate circumstances. This verse challenges us to shift our focus from our troubles to the majesty and power of the one who holds in his hands. It is a call to remember that the same God who crafted the stars and sculpted the mountains is also intimately involved in our lives, providing guidance and protection at every turn. In my own journey, the words of Psalm 121 have been a constant source of reassurance. There were times when the weight of responsibility and uncertainty seemed unbearable, yet these verses reminded me that I was not navigating life's path alone. The promise that He will not let your foot slip is more than a comforting phrase. It is a declaration of stability amid the shifting sands of life. This message resonates deeply, especially during moments when fear and doubt threaten to overwhelm our hearts. What makes this psalm particularly compelling is not just its poetic beauty, but its practical application in our daily lives. It encourages us to adopt a posture of trust, to let go of our fears, and to allow ourselves to be enveloped by a divine sense of safety. In a world that is often unpredictable and chaotic, the assurance of divine oversight offers a grounding perspective, a reminder that our security is found not in our own strength, but in the steadfast love of a higher power. As I reflect on these words, I see them as a personal invitation to pause, to reassess my priorities, and to actively cultivate a spirit of trust. This shift in mindset has not only provided me with comfort in times of trial, but has also opened my eyes to the countless moments of grace that punctuate everyday life. It is a message of hope that empowers us to move forward with courage and confidence, knowing that we are constantly supported by an ever-present source of strength. Finding comfort in uncertainty. In our modern lives, uncertainty is an inescapable reality. Whether it is the unpredictability of our careers, relationships, or the world at large, we often find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of doubts and fears. Yet, it is in these very moments of uncertainty that we can learn to lean on our faith and discover a deeper, more resilient form of strength. I remember a time when every decision felt like a crossroads with no clear direction. Anxiety was a constant companion, and the night seemed to amplify every worry. It was during one of these restless nights that I stumbled upon the comforting words of Psalm 121. At that moment, I realized that instead of allowing fear to paralyze me, I could choose to anchor my soul in the promise of divine protection. This personal turning point taught me that our internal battles do not have to be fought alone. There is an inherent beauty in seeking solace in prayer, a dialogue with the divine that transforms our perspective and reaffirms our worth. In those quiet hours when the world is hushed, I began to view my struggles not as burdens, but as opportunities for spiritual growth. Each challenge became a lesson, and every moment of doubt a stepping stone toward a more profound trust in God's plan. As I began to incorporate nightly rituals of prayer and meditation, I noticed a shift. My restless thoughts gradually gave way to a sense of calm. I learned to embrace the night as a time of renewal, where the silence allowed me to reconnect with my inner self and the divine promise of care and protection. This transformation was not instantaneous, but over time, the practice of reflecting on Psalm 121 and meditating on its truths helped me build a resilient foundation of faith. I encourage each of you to consider your own moments of uncertainty. How do you prepare for rest when anxiety threatens to steal your peace? For me, it has become a nightly commitment to quiet my mind, to let go of the day's worries, and to immerse myself in the certainty of God's unfailing love. This is not about ignoring our struggles, but about acknowledging them and choosing to rise above them with faith as our anchor. Moreover, the act of preparing for rest can be seen as a metaphor for life. Just as we take time each night to transition from the bustle of the day to the serenity of sleep, so too must we allow ourselves the space to reflect, to heal, and to embrace the quiet strength that comes from trusting in a higher purpose. In this way, every night becomes an opportunity to reset our spiritual and emotional well-being, ensuring that we wake up not just physically rested, but also mentally and spiritually fortified for the challenges ahead. Spiritual preparation for rest, transforming worries into faith. The process of winding down at the end of the day is much more than a physical ritual. It is a spiritual practice. As we dim the lights and settle into the calm of the night, we have a unique chance to transform our worries into faith. This is a time when we consciously shift our focus from the noise of daily life to the quiet, sustaining presence of the divine. I found that creating a personal ritual before sleep can make a world of difference. For instance, I often begin by dimming my surroundings and playing soft, instrumental music that sets a meditative tone. Then, I take a few moments to reflect on the day, acknowledging both the achievements and the struggles. It is during these moments of stillness that I invite the comforting presence of God into my heart, reminding myself that every burden is lighter when shared with a loving, omnipotent helper. In my experience, this practice is not about forcing away negative thoughts, but about gently guiding them toward a space of acceptance and understanding. It is about recognizing that our human vulnerability is an integral part of our journey, and that by leaning into our faith, we can transform our fears into a steady hope. The transformative power of this nightly ritual lies in its simplicity. A few quiet moments of prayer and meditation can reshape our entire outlook, replacing anxiety with a profound sense of peace. There is also a practical dimension to this preparation for rest. Just as we set our alarms and prepare our beds for a good night's sleep, we must also create a mental and spiritual environment that welcomes serenity. This can include reading a few verses from Scripture, journaling about the day's events, or even whispering words of gratitude into the quiet night. Each of these acts is a small but significant step toward building a fortress of trust around our hearts. I've often observed that when we take the time to prepare for sleep in this deliberate way, our dreams tend to be more peaceful and our spirits more resilient. It is as if, by consciously inviting divine protection into our nightly routine, we are also inviting a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are capable of overcoming. In this space, the weight of the day is released, and we can rest assured that we are not alone in our struggles. It is important to remember that the journey from worry to faith is gradual and deeply personal. What works for one may not work for another, and that is perfectly okay. The beauty of this process lies in its diversity. Each of us can find our own unique way to transition into a state of calm and assurance. Whether it is through prayer, meditation, or simply a quiet moment of reflection, the goal remains the same: to transform the night from a time of restlessness into a sanctuary of trust and renewal. The power of prayer, engaging with the divine. Prayer is a powerful tool that transcends words. It is a conversation with the divine, a heartfelt exchange where we pour out our deepest fears and hopes. In the quiet of the night, prayer becomes not only a ritual, but also a lifeline that connects us to the ever-present care of God. I have experienced firsthand how prayer can alter the course of my thoughts, turning anxiety into gratitude and fear into faith. What sets prayer apart is its ability to transform our internal dialogue. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt or worry, prayer offers a pathway to clarity and serenity. It invites us to surrender our need for control and to trust in a divine plan that is far greater than our own. In my own practice, I have found that when I begin my prayers with honesty, acknowledging my struggles and expressing my gratitude, I open myself up to a sense of peace that is both surprising and deeply comforting. One of the most beautiful aspects of prayer is its universality. Regardless of our individual circumstances, the act of reaching out to God creates a space where we can find solace and strength. Whether you are wrestling with personal challenges, grappling with doubts, or simply seeking a moment of stillness, prayer offers a refuge, a reminder that we are supported by a loving and vigilant presence. I encourage you to experiment with your own prayer routine. Maybe you start by reading a verse or two from Scripture, or perhaps you simply sit in silence and allow your heart to speak its truth. Over time, you may find that these moments of communion with the divine become a cherished part of your day, a sacred interval that recharges your spirit and reorients your mind toward hope and positivity. For me, the power of prayer lies not in the perfection of my words, but in the sincerity behind them. It is the simple act of communicating with God that creates a ripple effect in my life, transforming moments of despair into opportunities for growth and renewal. This transformative experience is at the core of what I want to share with you today, that no matter how dark the night, there is always a way to invite light into our hearts through the power of prayer. A call to embrace renewal and act with faith. As we bring this extended reflection to a close, I encourage you to take these personal insights and let them resonate in your own life. Embrace the quiet moments, develop rituals that nurture your spirit, and translate your reflections into actions that echo the promise of divine protection. In doing so, you not only honor your own journey, but also inspire others to find peace and renewal amid life's storms. Remember, the night is not merely an end, it is a beginning, a sacred pause that invites you to reconnect with your inner self and the ever-present power that guides you. May you step forward each day with renewed strength, confident in the knowledge that you are deeply cared for and continually supported by a divine presence. Thank you for spending these precious moments with me on Prayer Decode. I hope this message has stirred your spirit, encouraged your heart, and provided you with new insights into the power of prayer and faith. Remember, every night is a new opportunity to let go of worry and to embrace the profound comfort that comes from knowing you are never alone. May your journey ahead be blessed, and may you always find a haven of peace within your heart. Until we meet again, keep your eyes lifted to the heavens and your heart open to the miracles that await you. Thank you for joining me on this reflective journey here on Prayer Decode. As we've discovered, the night is not just a time for rest, but a sacred space where faith and hope can flourish. I encourage you to take these insights to heart, nurture your personal rituals, and let the promise of divine care inspire your every day. If this message resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe for more content that lights up the darkness with faith and love. Until next time, keep your heart open and your spirit strong. Your journey of renewal continues with every new dawn.